Assalamu alaikum. In a previous episode, we saw the amazing mathematics of just one letter, which was the letter Sad. In this episode, we'll do the same again with just one letter, which is the code of the letter Ta. The letter Ta is also one of Quran's unique letters called in Arabic al-huruf al-muqatta'a, i.e. the Quran's separated letters, which start some of its chapters. In total, the letter Ta appeared throughout the Quran a total of 1,273 times, 1,273. The shocking discovery is somewhat related to what is called the ring composition of the Quran. Out of those 1,273 appearances of the letter Ta, there is an extra unique Ta, called by some the golden Ta of the Quran. Searching for this, we analyzed the following. Out of the 114 chapters in the Quran, only one chapter has a title that starts with the letter Ta, and it is the chapter called Taha. Out of all the chapters, titles in the Quran, only 7 contain the letter Ta in their title, and they are Taha, Fatir, At-Tur, At-Talaq, Al-Infitar, Al-Mutaffifin, At-Tariq. We further notice that in the entire Quran, only 4 chapters start with the letter Ta, and they are Taha, Ash-Shu'ara, An-Naml, Al-Qasas. The striking thing is that the chapters in both groups are different except for chapter Taha. It is the only chapter that appears in both groups, and as mentioned, is also the only one with a title that starts with the letter Ta. Looking closer, we also notice that it is also the first chapter in both groups. This is surprising because these groups are based on different criteria regarding the letter Ta. And not only is the common chapter in both groups also the first chapter in both groups, but also the only chapter to have a title which starts with the letter Ta. Having multiples of chapters all related to Ta, we multiply the number of chapter titles that contain this letter, i.e. 7, by the number of chapters that start with this letter, i.e. 4, and we get 28. So what could this be? And will it also be related to the letter Ta? Amazingly, the total number of times the letter Ta appears in chapter Taha is exactly 28. This is truly amazing to think about. Yet it is not only displaying an amazing code, but also strongly indicates that there is something extra special about the unique letter Ta that starts chapter Taha. The shocking surprise is that this letter Ta at the start of chapter Taha, which had already clearly been highlighted, lies exactly in the center of all 1,273 appearances of the letter Ta in the Quran. Yes, that's correct. There are exactly 636 letters Ta before it and 636 letters Ta after it in the entire Quran. And of course, 636 plus 1 plus 636 equals 1,273. This is truly stunning. In other words, the golden Ta is not only the central letter Ta, but also starts the list of chapters which contain the letter Ta in their title and the list of chapters which start with the letter Ta. And multiplying the total of each group with the other gives us 28, which is the total repetitions of the letter Ta in the chapter that both starts with this letter and its title starts with this letter. This is amazing mathematical harmony and alone is worthy of deeper contemplation. Remembering that the number 19 is the greatest mathematical key in the Quran, we notice that the first 636 appearances of the letter Ta are in the first 19 chapters of the Quran. This is worthy of more research, but as previously mentioned, the number 19 is way too big a topic, and now we will remain focused on the letter Ta. Upon further analysis, researchers have found that the greatest repetitions for the letter Ta in one verse throughout the entire Quran is 4 repetitions. Furthermore, the total number of verses in the entire Quran that contain Ta 4 times is also 4. This is harmonious enough, but can we go deeper? Why is the greatest appearance of the letter Ta in any verse 4 times, and also 4 is the number of verses this happened in? We multiply 4 by 4 and get 16. But what is 16? Amazingly, we remember that the letter Ta is the 16th letter in the common Hijai alphabetic order. This again is truly miraculous, but it just does not end. These 4 verses are in the 2 chapters Al-Ma'idah and An-Nur, i.e. chapters 5 and 24, and they are clearly connected. They are the only verses in the entire Quran that have the letter Ta 4 times, the 16th letter. And they not only each have the letter Ta 4 times, but in total they are 4. So we focus on the 4th verse in this group of 4, each containing the letter Ta 4 times, and they are the only verses throughout the Quran to have this. So the number 4 is clearly being highlighted. It is verse 26 of chapter An-Nur. Amazingly, this 4th verse in the group of 4 verses contains exactly 16 words. Yes, shockingly, this is both 4 times 4 and the order of the letter Ta, which is the 16th letter in the common Hijai alphabetic order. The mathematical harmony is truly endless. 16 has been again highlighted. So what happens if we multiply 16, i.e. the order of the letter Ta and number of words in this verse, by 4, which is the total number for the letter Ta in this unique verse? 16 times 4 equals 64. So what is this? Shockingly, 64 is the total number of verses in this chapter, i.e. chapter An-Nur, which contains this verse. This is truly miraculous. But let's keep going. Looking even closer at this verse, we notice that interestingly, the letter Ta appeared in 4 consecutive words that came after 4 words. Then we also notice that other than the letter Ta, there are only 4 other letters that also appeared in the verse, a total of 4 times each. Since they seem to be clearly highlighted because the repetitions match those of Ta and are 4 times, we look at their order numbers in the common Hijai alphabetic order. Their order sum total turns out to be 24. So what is 24? As you may have already noticed, shockingly, this chapter, An-Nur, is chapter 24 in the Quran. But what is even more shocking is that 24 is the total repetitions of the letter Ta in this chapter, i.e. chapter An-Nur. Can words truly do justice to this miraculous mathematical code? Looking even closer at this verse, the researchers have also noticed that the 4 words which contain the letter Ta are ordered in this verse as the 5th, 6th, 7th, and the 8th word. Their total sum is 26, which amazingly is the number of the verse. This is truly incredible. But going even deeper, we repeat this, but counting the words from the end of the verse. And this time, the total is 42. Amazingly, 42 is 16 plus 26, i.e. the verse number plus the alphabetic order of the letter Ta, or the number of words in this verse. The code is truly endless. And having been so evidently highlighted and central in this theme, we subject it to another recurring key in the Quran math. God's name, Allah, as noted in previous videos, is a main key in Quran mathematics. And the letters that spell Allah are Alif, Lam, and Ha. They appeared in this verse a total of 26 times also. And of course, 26 is the number of the verse. This connection to the name of Allah makes us go further down this path. And we see that the total letters in this verse is 99 letters, which correlates to the 99 names of Allah. Furthermore, the greatest appearance for the letter Ta in any chapter of the Quran was in chapter 2. Guess how many times it appeared there? That's right. It appeared 99 times. Subhanallah. This has taken us to chapter 2. So let's go to the first appearance of the letter Ta in this chapter, chapter 2. It turns out to be in verse number 14. Amazingly, and to confirm our path, the total number of words in this verse is 16. As we said, this is the alphabetic order of the letter Ta. The Quran mathematical code is truly stunning, but let's look even closer at this verse. When we look at the order of this letter Ta, counting from the end of the verse, it turns out to be 32, which is 16 plus 16, or even since this is the second chapter, we could say 16 multiplied by 2. Then, when we look at its order from the start of the chapter, it turns out to be the 42nd letter, and 42 is 16 plus 26, and 26 takes us back to verse 26 in chapter An-Nur, which also contains 16 words, and as we have seen, is strongly connected to this verse in chapter 2. So let's return to this verse, and we have already looked at the amazing outcome when we look at the words number order. But what about the letter order? From the start of the verse, the appearance of the letter Ta in this verse are in this order, which gives us a total of 192. So what is 192? 192 is a multiple of 16, since 16 times 12 is 192. We already know all about 16 and how the letter Ta is the 16th letter, and that this unique Ta verse is 16 words. But what about this 12? Amazingly, 12 is the exact number of chapters in the Quran where the letter Ta does not appear at all. But why limit ourselves to 16 times 12? Because 192 is also 8 times 24 and 3 times 64. So it also is a multiple of the chapter number and the total number of verses in the chapter. This is truly amazing. Having seen the order number of the letter Ta from the start of the verse, how about its order number counting from the end of the verse? From the end of the verse, this is its order, 41st, 48, and so on. And their total this way is 28, which is 26 times 8. And as we said, 26 is the number of the verse. But what happens if we take both outcomes using this method? Counting from the start, we got 192, and counting from the end, we got 208. Amazingly, the difference between 192 and 208 is 16. Subhanallah. In the unique Quran Ta verse, the difference between the sum of the letter Ta positions from the start and from the end is exactly the number of words in the verse, which is also the order of the letter Ta in the alphabet. Just like we had found the golden letter Ta, this verse truly deserves to be called the golden Ta verse. Go back and truly examine this. Was the illiterate Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu salam counting letters and words which he could neither read or write, while spontaneously reciting whatever the angel revealed to him from Allah? How can the golden Ta have exactly 636 letters before it and 636 letters after it, and be exactly at the start of chapter Taha, which is the only chapter with a title that starts with the letter Ta, and which is both the first chapter in both groups of chapters, those that start with Ta and those that have Ta in their title? How can the perfect mathematical harmony take us straight to the golden verse of Ta, which is the fourth verse in a group of 4 verses, which are the only verses that contain Ta 4 times? How can this golden verse have exactly 16 words and have all this multi-layered, interconnected mathematical harmony? A multi-layered system based on words forming a linguistically perfect book with deep meaning, yet each letter is perfectly placed for a whole new world of mathematical perfection. This is truly a divine revelation from the creator of the heavens and the earth, from Allah, who created the DNA code, which also has multi-layered functions that work or read both forward and backwards, and based on only 4 DNA-based pairs. This multi-leveled complexity is far beyond human capacity, and we are just getting started. As always, and it truly helps a lot, if you like this video, please subscribe, share it with your friends, give it a thumbs up, and until next time, Assalamu alaikum.